Every one of us is tasked with bringing the world to perfection. This week's Parsha reveals a secret to help us do just that. Parsha Lech Lecha moves past the prehistory of Bereshit and Noach and into the story of our forefathers. Paraphrasing the opening paragraph, Hashem tells Abram, "Go for yourself from your land to the land which I will show you. I will make of you a great nation and will bless you and make your name great." Hashem is sending Abram on a mission which will become the Jewish people. Much of who we are and have been for 3,500 years can be traced back to this week's Parsha. But there's one verse I want to focus on. Chapter 15, verse 5. Hashem took him outside and said, "Gaze now towards the heavens and count the stars, if you're able to count them. So shall be your offspring." Now, many people lump this verse in with one a chapter earlier, where Hashem says, "I will make your offspring as the dust of the earth, so if one can count the dust of the earth, then your offspring too can be counted." They certainly sound similar, just substituting the dust analogy for the stars analogy, but a closer look suggests something different. The dust analogy is clearly talking about quantity. If one can count the dust of the earth, then your offspring too can be counted. In other words, your offspring will be too numerous to count. But when talking about the heavens, we don't see a mention about counting offspring. Gaze now towards the heavens and count the stars, if you're able to count them. So shall be your offspring. What does it mean, so shall be your offspring? 8 years ago, I spent Shabbat Lech Lecha in Melbourne. I was at a rabbi's home for dinner on Friday night, and towards the end of the evening, a guest shared an interpretation of this verse that has been with me ever since. He said the way to parse the verse is as follows: gaze now towards the heavens and count the stars, if you're able to count them. Avraham then begins counting the stars, and in response to seeing Avraham start the impossible task of counting the stars, Hashem responds, "So shall be your offspring." Hashem puts a seemingly impossible task in front of Avraham. How does Avraham respond? He doesn't complain. He doesn't say it's an impossible task. He gets busy doing what Hashem asked of him. So shall be the way his offspring behave. The Jewish people don't shy away from the impossible. And why do we react that way? Where do we get the chutzpah to think we can tackle seemingly impossible tasks? Well, that comes from the opening line of the Parsha. "Go for yourself from your land to the land which I will show you. I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great." Hashem doesn't say, "Go and make yourself into a great nation." Hashem says, "Go, and I will be there with you, and I will make you into a great nation." When Hashem puts a seemingly impossible task in front of us, we jump in because we know that when Hashem is there with us, no task is impossible. After the destruction of the first temple, and again after the second, we faced the impossible task of building again. We didn't shy away from that, and we became a stronger people because of it. In the aftermath of the Shoah, with the Jewish world in complete tatters, we didn't shy away from the challenge of rebuilding. No, we proceeded to establish and build the state of Israel. And today, in the aftermath of October 7th, with Jew hate across the world at levels we haven't seen in generations, why would we shy away now? How do you count the stars? One star at a time. How do you tackle the sheer magnitude of Jew hate in the world today? One person at a time. And then 2 and 3. And at some point, Hashem gives you a power up and the world starts to change in front of your very eyes. That is my challenge to you this week. Don't shy away from that difficult conversation with someone in line. Don't read that post on social media and say, "What's even the point in responding?" Engage, speak out, call out bad behavior when you see it, and set the record straight when it needs to be set. Not everyone will hear, and you can't respond to every post. The task seems impossible, but such is Hashem's blessing to Avraham. We are offspring of Abraham. We aren't afraid of an impossible task. That is the lesson of this week's Parsha. You want to repair the world? Jump right in, get to work in whatever little way you can, and Hashem will do the rest. How do you count the stars? One star at a time. That is one thing we can learn from this week's Parsha. How will you step up this week and bring the world a little closer to perfection? Shabbat Shalom and Am Yisroel Chai.